Hello, everyone. My name is Holly, and I will be the English trainer for this hour. The topic we are going to cover this hour is on space tourism. So, is it possible? Would you ever want to travel to the moon? Um, so that should be really fun. Let me show you the material what we will be working through. Bear with me a moment. So space tourism, this is for the intermediate level. So we would talk about traveling to space. We'll go over some vocabulary words, and then we will read an article about traveling to space and continue with a little bit of discussion and some spoken grammar, and then end up with a discussion. So that is the topic for today. So you are welcome to come and attend. If you have a ticket, please come on in. So again, my name is Holly, and I am a native English trainer from Idaho in the United States. So tell you a little bit about me. I started teaching here at Verbling in August or September of 2014. I've been teaching English online since 2006. Did take a couple years off starting in 2011. And am now back. And then but I have been teaching English online, or teaching English to non-native speakers since 1994. So, let's see. This class will be on space. The topic will be space tourism, but the main emphasis will be on reading and speaking and learning vocabulary words. So that will be the situation. So for those of you who have a ticket, I would welcome you to come and experience this class. So space tourism. I'll wait a few more minutes and then I'll get started. So you're welcome to come in if you have a ticket, and if not, I'll just go through the worksheet and then we'll call it a day. So the topic is space tourism, and it's for an intermediate level, and we will do a discussion, a warm-up discussion, and we will look at some keywords. Then we will read an article. Then we will make sure we understand what the article says. Then we will practice reported speech. And continue with reported speech. Then we will discuss space tourism. So in the meantime, real quickly, let me tell you about myself. I'm originally from Idaho in the United States, where I have returned after being away for 20 years. I came back about 5.5 years ago. And during that 20 years, I lived in Finland for 11 years, and I lived in South Korea for just under 2 years. And during that time, I was teaching English to foreign speakers. And I've been teaching English since 1994, and I have taught online since 2006. I did take a few years off in 2011 from teaching full-time, but I can still continue teaching a few times a year. During the 3 years I was away, this last summer I started teaching again on a full-time basis, or full-time or part-time basis, depending on how you see it. So I live in Idaho with my dog, and my dog is a very rare breed, as those people who have been in my classes have heard. And he is 11 years old, and let's see, that's a little bit about me. In my classes, I usually teach towards fluency, and fluency over accuracy. I do, if something is very, very a huge mistake, I will say something. Otherwise, I will not. Okay, I'll just go ahead and systematically go through this worksheet. For the warm-up here, would you like to travel into space? Why or why not? For anybody who has heard me before, yes, I would absolutely love to travel into space. Once it becomes mainstream and everybody is able to, it would be really cool to be able to do that. So we have the different vocabulary words here. So let's go ahead and match these. We have a spaceship, an entrepreneur, a celebrity, a runway, mass market, aviation, an incentive, an impact. So let's go ahead and do this matching. A person who starts their own business would be an entrepreneur. B, a special path on which aircraft take off and land. That would be a runway. C, a vehicle that travels in space. That would be a spaceship. D, produced or is designed for as many people as possible, not only for a few very rich customers. And that would be 5, mass market. Someone who is famous, especially in the entertainment business. That would be a celebrity. Something that encourages you to do something. That would be an incentive. G, the activity or industry of designing, producing, or flying aircraft. That would be aviation. The effect that something has. That would be impact. Find the information. We are going to read the article on the next page and find the following information. The founder of the space tourism business Virgin Galactic. The year in which the company was founded. The location of the business's new runway. The number of people who have flown into space. The cost of a space flight with Space Adventures. The cost of a ticket with Virgin Galactic. The number of people who have booked a ticket to fly into space with Virgin Galactic. The cost of a commercial space flight. The future price of a space flight ticket according to some newspaper reports. Ready to go to boldly go where no tourists have gone before. Start the countdown. The next travel era will be launching sooner than expected. So I will read through that. Read through this. So in a few years, we could be using spaceships as we use passenger airplanes, according to independent space agency analysts. Commercial operators are now competing to operate scheduled services to the outer limits of the Earth's atmosphere. Hundreds of wealthy entrepreneurs, celebrities, and scientists have already booked tickets for the first flights by Sir Richard Branson's Virgin Galactic Space Tourism business, which will probably take off in the next 2 years. Its new runway in New Mexico opened at the weekend. Professor Richard Crowther, technical advisor to the UK Space Agency, predicted that in the future, space trips would become a lot more regular and a lot cheaper. It will be very expensive at first, but the technology that will then develop will open up space to everybody, he said. In the early days of aviation, very few people went on aircraft. Now it's mass market. A mass market for taking people into space will be a long way away, but the cost should fall with new technology. Fewer than 500 people have flown into space on spaceships operated by Russia, the US, and China. With the Cold War over, the US and Russia have lost the incentive to invest billions into space programs. Instead, commercial enterprises have become interested. One of them is Virgin Galactic, founded by the British entrepreneur Sir Richard Branson in 2004. Another is Blue Origin, started by Amazon creator Jeff Bezos. Another company, Space Adventures, arranged for 7 multimillionaires to live on the Russian Soyuz space station for up to 15 days, paying $20 million each. That's a lot of money, people. According to Virgin Galactic, 380 people have booked tickets on its VSS Enterprise at $200,000 each. They include several well-known scientists, celebrities, and businessmen. Virgin said space tourism had already allowed scientific advances to take place without state funding. While Will Whitehorn, Virgin Galactic's president, said there was a very low environmental impact. We will, in a 10-year program, fly tens of thousands of people into space with less impact than one NASA space shuttle. The flights will also be much cheaper, around £1 million per flight compared with £1 billion for a US space shuttle flight. The reason is that the Virgin Galactic spaceships are much lighter than NASA spaceships and can be reused. Mr. Whitehorn denied reports that the price would fall to $20,000. I don't think it will ever get that low, he said, but he added that it would become much cheaper than $200,000. Right, so let's look at these questions up here. The founder of the space tourism business, Virgin Galactic. Bear with me a moment. That would be Sir Richard Branson. Let me get that answer, Sir Richard Branson. And so the year in which the company was founded was 2004. The location of the business's new runway is New Mexico, USA. The number of people who've flown into space, fewer than 500. The cost of a space flight in adventure with Space Adventures is $20 million. However, the cost of a ticket with Virgin Galactic would be $200,000. Still a lot of money for most of us. The number of people who have booked a ticket to fly into space with Virgin Galactic is 380. Wow. The cost of a commercial space flight is $1 million. The future price of a space flight ticket, according to some newspaper reports, would be $20,000. Still more than most of us could handle. So it will be a dream for most of us. Okay, let's go on. Space tourism. Let's check understanding. Decide whether the following statements are true or false according to the text. Correct the statements that are false.
What you doing, Gil? These guys are about to race. Watch. Racers, start.
Hello, Ralissa.
And back home.
Hello?
Hello? Do you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you. How are you today?
Good.
Good. Have you been watching along?
No, just now I joined.
Okay, okay. So yeah, because no one has come, so I've just been going through the lesson, but we can start over. That's not a problem. So yeah. So how are you today? I think
Good.
you already said that. So where are you from, Ralissa?
From Saudi Arabia.
So, Saudi Arabia. It's quite late there, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm now in the States.
Oh, okay. Where are you located in the U.S.?
North Carolina.
North Carolina. Awesome. And what's the weather like there right now?
It's raining now, and it's really cold.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm enjoying weather there.
Mm-hmm.
Not like North.
Okay. And do you have some kids?
Yeah, and that's why I'm going away from here.
How old are they?
She is 3 years, 3.5.
3.5. All right. And how's her English? Does she speak any English at all?
Yeah, she's perfect. The accent.
Yeah, perfect. Awesome.
Yeah,
It'll be great for her.
Yeah, she born here.
She was born here.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and how's her Arabic?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Good. So that she has all the advantages that many Americans do not have. So.
Yeah, she's lucky. Even though she know English very well, and I want to be like her.
Yeah, but you will always have an accent because you started later.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah. So they the rule they say the rule is 10. What is it? If you start learning a language under the age of about 9 or 10, then you might not become completely fluent, but you will have be able to pick up the correct accent. So
yeah.
So that's really cool. So do you have other kids?
No, just yeah, and the last, I think.
It's first and last, huh?
Yeah. So far, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, cool. All right. Well, the topic for this class is called space tourism. And so, would you like to travel into space?
Yeah, I like.
Yeah. So, do you ever watch space shows or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm always reading about any update about about any news about the space, discovering any. No, yes.
Now, are you old enough to remember the Challenger disaster?
Yes, it was in 87, right?
Yeah, 80. I think it was 86.
Oh, 86, yes.
Yeah, 86. So, do you remember where you were when you heard about it, or?
No, I was about 9 years old.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but a little bit I remember. I read about it.
Yeah, I was a teenager. I was either 16 or 17, and it was a huge deal for me. So. But I'm not sure why, but it was just, it really. Well, one reason, the teacher in space was actually from Idaho, where I'm living in the States, and so that was one thing that was like, oh wow.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had skipped school that day, and I was watching it on TV, and I was alone, so that was another reason why I took it hard. But a lot of the schools in Idaho.
Was live show?
Yeah. Yeah. So it was a live show. A lot of the schools in Idaho brought in uh, um, brought in TVs into the classroom so they could watch it, and so they were all sitting there watching it together. So that was a huge thing. So
Yeah, and they think that since that day they canceled the aircraft, right? This you call it Challenger,
um,
or
Challenger. I think they had another one after that, and they had another tragedy, I think.
hmm
So, but it wasn't. It wasn't. I think it was. But they've had a few since then. But they're not. I think they haven't been as through the '90s and 2000s. They haven't. It hasn't been as big because the Cold War is over.
And now I see that the Americans now are not interested like before.
Yeah, once the Cold War, according to this article that we will read,
hmm
the once the Cold War was over, the governments, the Russian and the U.S. governments, were no longer interested,
hmm
and so they have switched it over to more private enterprise, and
hmm
and that's what we will read about.
Good.
Yeah, so uh, bear with me a moment. I'm gonna do something.
Okay.
I'm gonna okay. But yeah, it's kind of interesting uh, to think about traveling. Say if you had a chance, for example, to live on the moon and start a new colony of humans living on the moon or someplace like that, would you do it?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
But I want to be sure everything is safe. I mean,
Uh-huh. So you would you would wait until after everything's been
when I was a teenager, I had my dream to go to live in another, I mean, what do you call it? Another
planet?
planet, yes, another planet.
Uh-huh.
And create a new life, a new
A new
society,
world.
a new, yeah, a new religion, everything.
Yeah. It's do you ever watch like the science fiction shows like do you watch any Star Trek at all?
No.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the things that they have done. You know, in Star Trek, uh, they will be taking humans to different colonies, and they will colonize different
Oh.
planets and stuff like that. That's one of the things that the ship does, and and then they'll go back and see how they've progressed and so forth. But it's one of my favorite TV shows, Star Trek. So, did you ever watch Star Wars at all?
No, I'm not.
No.
I'm not watching movie a lot. I mean,
Okay. So you like the space travel when it comes to realistic things, not movies and not.
no, not because of that. I'm not watching movie. I like to read books. Or I mean,
Oh, got
yeah,
it. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, so you're more of a reader and
yeah,
stuff like that. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. So what we're going to do first is we're going to look at some vocabulary words and match them. And we have 8 words here and their definitions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the words, and I'll have you read the definitions and see if you can match them. Okay.
All
So
right.
we have a spaceship, an entrepreneur, a celebrity, a runway, mass market, aviation, an incentive, and impact. So
Mm-hmm.
can you start read this one out loud, and I'll correct your pronunciation if you have any issues.
All right. A spaceship, an entrepreneur, and celebrity.
No, over here on this side.
Where is? Oh, okay. A person who start their own business.
And what would that be
A
over on
person.
this side? When you match,
Um.
what would it be? It'd be a person that starts their own business.
I don't know. Think I'm good. Go with number 2.
You are correct. Number 2
Okay.
is the correct one. Oops, and I typed in number 3.
Yes.
Okay, and letter B.
A space path on the aircraft takeoff and land.
Okay, so a special path
A
on
special path,
which,
sorry.
yeah,
I
aircraft.
think one.
No, that's a space. That's the aircraft itself.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, the path. Mass market. Um, I have no idea, but I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, 3.
No, a celebrity is a person who is very famous.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Runaway. I'm not to go. I don't
okay,
know.
yeah, that is the runway. So let me
Runway.
let me quickly show you what a runway is. So it gives you a visual idea. And so
Okay.
it's a special path on which aircraft take off and land. Really quickly. This is a runway right here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Does they call it runway?
Yes. And the runway has two meanings. We have this is one meaning. Then the other meanings is with models. So in the fashion industry, what the women walk down is
Mm-hmm.
also called a runway. So you have two things, one with airplanes and one with in the fashion industry. So
I got it.
yeah. All right. Okay, so letter C.
See, a vehicle that travels on the space. It's number 1.
Yeah, that's definitely number 1. Yeah. Okay, and D.
A proceed that designed for as many people as possible, not only for a few very rich customers.
Okay, yeah, so this is produced or designed for as many people as possible.
I'm confused between number 5 or I think number 5.
You are correct. It is number 5. And so if something is mass market, it's basically what everyone can afford. Hi there. Welcome.
Hi.
How long have you been here?
Just 1 minute maybe.
Okay. Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome. So, all right. So this is Thayer. This is it Ralessa
Mm-hmm.
from Saudi Arabia, and
Hi.
Ralessa. This is Thayer from Iraq, and you're not sleep. It's pretty late there, isn't it?
Actually, I just wake up right now.
Oh, just woke up. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it? What time is it?
Now it is 4:30 a.m.
Okay, but you like to get up at this time though, right? Okay.
No, because in 5:30 a.m. I will go to work, so
Oh,
I wake
okay.
up now.
You
Yeah.
take 1 hour. You do 1 hour class. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, welcome. So we're doing a topic on space tourism. So, can you read, Thayer? Could you read E?
What is? Okay. Someone who is famous, especially in the entertainment business. Is that E?
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah. So what would that be over on this side?
Okay. Someone who is famous.
So that would that be a celebrity?
Yeah, celebrity.
An
Maybe.
incentive?
Yeah.
Yep.
I
Okay.
think celebrity.
Celebrity is the answer. Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, and Ralessa, could you read F?
If something that encourage you to do something.
And what would that be?
Number 6.
No, aviation has to do with flying.
It's number 7.
Yes, it is number 7.
Yes,
Yeah, so an incentive. So
Teacher Holly, sorry, I have a question about what does it mean exactly? incentive? I mean, like motivation or
Yeah,
promotion?
it's basically the motivation. For example, sometimes, for example, with children, sometimes they need an incentive to clean their room. It isn't enough just to say go in and clean it. That you might say go in and complete it, and you can get something like
chocolate or something.
Yeah. Or I walked out. I live with my brother, my sister, and brother-in-law, and their 3 children. And one time, a couple weeks ago, I walked out of teaching. It was probably about 6 or 7 o'clock at night, and my sister was just trying to get her kids to clean up their toys, pick up their toys, and she had the incentive she gave them was you can have a soda tomorrow.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, that's really good.
But they weren't doing it, so I came out and I said, Heidi, let's try something else. And I said, boy, man, I was so excited about finishing teaching so I could take you guys out to ice cream.
Okay.
And then I said, but you have to have this done in 10 minutes.
But teacher, I'm sorry. Go ahead, teacher.
You have to have this picked up in 10 minutes.
Okay. So, but we don't use it with adults. I mean.
Yeah, we do. With adults, see what's like at work. Sometimes, I don't know. It depends on your job. Your boss. A lot of times our salaries are an incentive as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We have in our relationships we all have incentives. But say for example, if you are a salesperson. And the company wants you to meet your goals, they might give you an incentive by saying, okay, if you meet this by this time, you will receive 2 tickets to something or whatever.
Okay.
So,
yeah. It's clear. By the way, teacher Hobbit, I want to ask you about, because I heard the news yesterday about a snowstorm. It's so strong. It is near to you when you live right now, because it is. Yeah, it is about -20 or something like that.
Really? I wonder where that's at.
In USA.
Ralessa, did you guys have a snowstorm over on your side?
No, we are far. It's north in New York, right?
Yeah, I think it's
yes.
Yeah,
yes, New York. Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay. Yeah.
I'm on the west side, so I'm 2 time zones away. So,
Okay.
but New York City had a huge blizzard. Was it last week?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but you weren't affected down in North Carolina?
Yeah, a little bit. We got some cold. I mean, it was the temperature 19, 21, like so.
Mm-hmm.
Minus, yeah.
No, 1921 plus?
Plus?
Or Fahrenheit. Are you speaking Fahrenheit?
Yeah, Fahrenheit, yes.
Oh yeah. Well, it's really weird. It's what happens when you move to another country. That Fahrenheit Celsius thing. All of a sudden, you start talking in the other one. And I've been back to the States for 5.5 years, and I still cannot think in Fahrenheit.
Yeah. By the way, we here in Middle East we don't use Fahrenheit, or we use Celsius. I don't know how I say it. Celsius. Yeah. I don't. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, everybody in the world except for the U.S. uses Celsius, and I think that's why I'm kind of. I get what I was telling somebody yesterday that about the only time that I think in Fahrenheit is when it's above 90, which is about 35 degrees Celsius.
Okay.
Everything is different in the United States. Even the date, the way to write the date, you are starting by month and the date, right?
Yeah, and I rebelled on that one for several years, but I finally switched over to that one.
And you're using mile instead of using kilo.
Pound.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pound and feet, and
Yeah.
that I never changed on. But I changed on Celsius, and then also the dates. And then also one area I haven't changed also is using the 24-hour clock.
Mm-hmm.
The US never uses the 24-hour. They only use the 12.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
in my like on my phones and stuff, it's all on the 24-hour clock. So,
Okay.
but yeah, I guess a true American would not even know what 1800 means, or so. That's how you can test them, Rolessa, if you're a true American or not. You can say, "Let's meet at 1300 for coffee." So, because the rest of the world knows it. But anyway, that's a good question out there.
Okay.
Yeah. So Rolessa is, how do I say your name again? Rolessa?
Yeah, this is my nickname. You can call me Riot.
Ryad?
Yeah, that's you use my email, right? They use my email nickname.
Okay, yeah, it's whatever. I've just read whatever it's reading on that. It's
Yeah,
Rolessa, is what.
yeah,
Ryad. Okay, Ryad, could you read number G or letter G?
sure. The activity industry of designing, uh, proceeding our fly aircraft,
Okay, producing.
producing our flying aircraft. It's 6, right?
Yes, it's a G. So in the
How to
aviation,
pronounce 6?
we say aviation.
Aviation.
Aviation. So we have somebody new here. Hello. Hello. Can you hear us?
Maybe it's loading.
Yeah, it's probably loading.
Yeah, it is so slow. I don't know what happened to Hangout today.
It is, yeah. I haven't had as many problems with Hangouts, but a couple days ago I was having problem after problem. Were you in that class where I had to leave and it took 5 minutes to come back? I was like,
Yes, I was with you in this class twice.
yeah. It was like
Happened
terrible.
twice.
I was so embarrassed. So anyway, the effect that something has, of course, would be the impact.
Mm-hmm.
The impact. So, all right. Hello, Yue? Is that you? Can you speak? Okay, let's go on. What we're going to do is we're going to read the article on the next page and find the following information. Oh, okay, your mic doesn't work well. You can go ahead and just write on that, and we will speak to you, and you can write. Okay. Okay, we will read the article on the next page and find the following information. We will find the founder of the space tourism business Virgin Galactic, the year in which the company was founded, the location of the business's new runway, the number of people who have flown into space, the cost of a space flight with Space Adventures, the cost of a ticket with Virgin Galactic, the number of people who have booked a ticket to fly into space with Virgin Galactic, the cost of a commercial space flight, and the future price of a space flight ticket according to some newspaper reports. There, question
Yes.
before we start reading this.
Okay.
Rolessa and I both would, if we had the opportunity, we would go into space. Would you?
Yeah. Me? No, of course
No.
not.
You, of course.
Yeah.
So why not?
I don't think there's anything this make me. I mean, I don't feel like curiosity about to discover the space.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's just rocks.
So there's enough in our world. We don't need to go out of the Earth.
Yeah.
Out of Earth. Okay. How about you, A? Can you write this? Would you go into space if you had the chance? Let's see. I'll write it down. Okay. So let's see.
But Teacher Holly,
Yes.
you like to do? I mean, you like to go there?
Yeah, I would.
Why?
I since I was a little kid, and it's funny because Rolessa said the same thing. I have dreamed of going and being like setting up a colony somewhere and starting a new world. So,
Like, okay.
but yeah, I would. I think it would be just. It'd be the adventure of a lifetime, a chance of a lifetime.
Yeah.
So, all right. Space.
But sorry, teacher, about this question. We just call it space, or we can talk. I mean, we can call it another, like moon or something.
Well, we call it. We can. In other words, we could use for that would be maybe the galaxy.
Mm-hmm. Galaxy.
Galaxy. See, space is the main word. Galaxy would be the section of space.
How about Milky Way?
Yeah. Milky Way would be what is Milky Way? Milky Way is it like the Earth and the Sun and the Moon? Yeah, but I think the main one is space that we would use.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So there you are the only one. You said in chat that he would like to go.
Yeah.
And so, and Rolessa and I both said that we want to go. So you're the only one. So.
Yeah, I'm lonely here.
But that's okay. We need people to stay on Earth and take.
Okay.
We'll go and start a new world somewhere else. So, ready to boldly go where no tourists have gone before. Start the countdown. The next travel era will be launching sooner than expected. So what we'll do is we will each read a paragraph, and so since your microphone is not working, you won't get to read, but maybe you can fix your microphone for the next class. So Rodessa, can you read this first paragraph?
Okay, sure. In a few years, we could be used spaceship as we use the passenger airplanes, according to independent space agency analysts. Commercial operators are new competing to operate scheduled service to the outer limit the Earth atmosphere. Hundreds of wealthy entrepreneurs celebrate celebrity and scientists have already booked tickets for the first flight by Sir Richard Pearson, Virgin Galactic Space Tourism business, which will be probably take off the next 2 years. It's a new renewal in New Mexico, USA, opened at the weekend.
Okay, so it's a new runway in New Mexico opened at the weekend. Okay, just a little bit of feedback, Rolessa.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that you're doing is you're trying to speak fast to sound fluent.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and what's happening is you're missing words, and you're also missing the endings of words. So it's better really to slow down a little bit and make sure that you are pronouncing all sections of the words. For example, you said hundreds of wealth, entrepreneur, celebrity, and scientists. So you didn't actually pronounce wealthy. And you did that throughout the whole thing. So I would slow down and try to say all of them, because it's better to, when it comes to fluency is good, but if you're not accurate when you are pronouncing, then it hinders the fluency. So it's better to pronounce correctly and then maybe increase your speed if you get to that point. So.
All right, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. It's not the first time I've said that to many students. So, there, could you read number 2?
Yes. Let me see. Professor Richard Crowther, technical advisor to the UK Space Agency, predicted predicted that in the future space trips would become a lot more regular and a lot cheaper. It will be very expensive at first, but the technology that will then develop will open up space to everybody, he said.
Okay, good. And that was a slower space, but you said every word correctly, so that was good.
By the way,
yeah.
teacher, I want to ask you something. Is that a sign for something bad if you read or speak slowly? Because this is my style, even when I speak in my native language. My style.
No.
I don't speak or don't say something so fast. Is
No.
that a sign for something bad?
Absolutely
it's okay.
not.
If it is okay because I'm not a native speaker.
Well, I mean, of course, believe it or not, I actually speak slow. So, for a native speaker, but it is not a sign. It's a sign. It would be bad if you were speaking so slow that people had to concentrate to understand. You know, if you were speaking, this is the slow that is difficult. Professor Richard Crowther, if it's that slow, then that's a bad thing. But your pace is perfect. One thing that I have learned through the years, that if somebody has when it comes to pace, if somebody has a strong accent and other people have a hard time understanding, then if other people are having a hard time understanding, the best thing to do is for the person to slow down their speaking, just their pace or their rate of speaking, and then they will find the accent will be reduced slightly, and people will understand them. Because if you have a thick accent and then you're speaking fast, it's harder to understand. Where with Rolessa, his accent isn't really thick. What he was doing, he was just skipping words, skipping sounds.
Yeah, so, because the faster.
Yeah. So and.
But teacher Hal, you still hear. I mean, when we speak with you, I think you hear a strange accent.
Yeah, I have learned through the years, because I've been doing this now for 21 years. So I have learned pretty much to understand a lot of people, and to be able to make it out, to make out. And if I don't understand, I have no problem saying something.
Yeah, but my question is there any student asked about you when you listen to him or her for first time? You thought he is just so close to native speaker or so near to native speaker? I mean, her or his accent. Yeah.
Yeah, there was somebody, actually, it was a guy from your region of the world. He's actually from Iran, and I asked him. Do you remember that a couple days ago? I asked him if he had studied in another country.
No, he was from Philippines, I think. Oh, Vietnam, yeah.
No, it was from Iran. It was from
teacher.
She
was female, I think.
That was another lady. Yeah. Every once in a while, we'll get students in verbling that they have very good pronunciations. So.
From where she's?
Well, the most recent person I've said that to was from Iran.
Maybe I don't met him before.
Yeah, maybe not. But yeah, there was this lady in the Philippines. I remember that a couple months ago. Yeah, but I think most, like Rolessa and I were saying, if you learn a language before the age of about 10 or 11, you are able to speak that language. Even if you never become fluent, you will be able to speak that language without an accent, or you have the potential to. So that's why it's probably better for kids to start studying English when they're younger, as opposed to waiting till they're 14 or 15.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, because of the accent. They might not ever get fluent because that takes more work, but at least they um, will have less of an accent. So, all right, it looks like we're actually out of time. So we're not out of time. We can finish this article if we work at it. So I'm going to read number 3, and then Rolessa, if you could read number 4. So. In the early days of aviation, very few people went on aircraft, but now it's mass market. A mass market for taking people into space will be a long way away, but the cost should fall with new technology. Rolessa, could you read number 4?
Sure. Fewer than 500 people have flown into space on the spaceship operated by Russia. The U.S. and China, with the Cold War over, the U.S. and Russia have lost the incentive to invest billion into space programs.
Okay, now Thayer, did you hear how much the better that was?
Yes.
Both
yes,
of you, yeah. Now, the only thing that you missed as far as sounds, Rolessa, was the S here and the S here. But that's pretty typical of a lot of people that read. So, but yeah, you slowed down and it was much better, and you said every single word that you should. So, Thayer, could you read this paragraph?
Which one? Number 5. Okay.
Yeah.
Number 5. Instead, commercial enterprises have become interested. One of them is Virginia Galactic, founded by the British entrepreneur Sir Richard Branson in 2004. Another is Blue Origin, started by Amazon creator Jeff Bezos.
Yeah. So the Virgin Galactic and Blue Origin. So, okay. Another company, Space Adventures, arranged for 7 multimillionaires to live on the Russian Soyuz space station for up to 15 days, paid $20 million each. So,
Holly, Tisha, sorry,
yes.
I hear a noise.
Oh, yeah, that's Rolessa's daughter.
Ah, yeah.
So he has a 3-year-old daughter. So, Rolessa, can you read this one?
Sure. According to Virginia Galactic, it's number 7, right?
Yes.
380 people have booked tickets on its FSS Enterprise at $200,000 each. They include several well-known scientists, celebrities, and businessmen. Virgin said space tourism had allowed significant advances to take place without state funding.
Okay, so this would be scientific.
Scientific.
Scientific. And also celebrities. Celebrities is how it's pronounced. Okay. All right, and Sarah, could you read the next one? Number 8.
Number 8. Okay. Well, Whitehorn. Am I said right? Whitehorn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Will Whitehorn, yes.
Okay. Well, Whitehorn, Virgin Galactic's president said there was a very low environmental impact. We will, in a 10 years program, fly tens of thousands of people into space with less impact than one NASA space shuttle.
Okay, and the flights will also be much cheaper, around $1 million per £1 million per flight, compared with £1 billion for a U.S. space shuttle flight. The reason is that the Virgin Galactic spaceships are much lighter than the NASA spaceships and can be reused.
Okay. What means space shuttle?
That would be the NASA space shuttle. I don't know if you have heard like about the Challenger space shuttle.
Yeah, okay, yeah, this is explosion in the space, yeah.
Yeah.
The name, okay.
Okay.
But I think, Teacher Holly, it is an 86 maybe, or 87 Challenger that was the accident.
Yeah. Rolessa and I were just talking about that one too before you came.
Oh,
So.
okay.
Okay, now I'm going to read this last one too. Mr. Whitehorn denied reports that the price would fall to $20,000. I don't think it will ever get that low, he said, but he added that it would become much cheaper than $200,000. But still, that's even $20,000 is more than most of us can afford. So anyway. So what's basically the main idea of this is that the governments are not doing it, and they are private enterprises starting to research tourism into space. So do you guys know, can you use your iPhone or iPad to enter the class?
Me? Yes, I tried
it's
before.
Possible.
But yeah, why?
Because you is asking.
Yeah, but there is no chat box if you use your iPhone or iPad.
Okay, so there's fewer features.
Yeah, because we can't type anything in chat box, or anyone type in chat box, you can see it.
Okay, so that's why. Okay, and I also was under the impression you really can't see the board either, so you can't see whatever the teacher is showing. Is that true?
No, we can see.
You can see, okay.
Yeah, if you share your screen, I can see it, but the chat box I can see it.
Okay, all right. All right, well, guys, I want to thank you for your participation. We didn't get through very much of the lesson, but a little bit. But Ather, have a wonderful day, and Rolessa, continue to have a good evening. I guess it's late there. I guess 9 o'clock, not that late. But so, and you, thank you for coming. I hope next time your microphone will work, and so that we can speak to you. What country are you from? Are you from China or Hong Kong? China. Okay, awesome. Well, yeah. So next time maybe your microphone will work. And Beijing, that's the warm part, right? So.
Thank you.
It's hot in the area. So thank you guys. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.